Good, happy Sunday morning, April 19, 2020. I'm Riley King, and welcome to this Sunday morning edition of Politics with Riley King. We have a lot of political news to get to this Sunday morning, so let's begin. I hope you enjoy this Sunday edition of Politics with Riley King. First up, Sununu moves to dismiss lawmakers' challenge to his authority to spend COVID-19 relief funds. Hearing on separation of powers dispute scheduled for Monday in Superior Court. The Attorney General's office representing Governor Chris Sununu filed a legal motion Saturday to throw out a challenge by top state Democratic lawmakers to his authority under an emergency powers law to spend more than $1 billion in federal COVID-19 relief funds without legislation approval. Two separate filings on the governor's behalf objects to the Democrats' move and seeks to dismiss their lawsuit. The filings were made public by the governor's office less than 48 hours before a judge is scheduled to hear the dispute early Monday morning at Hillsborough Court, Superior Court North in Manchester. New Hampshire candidates for Senate House report campaign funds raised in first quarter of 2020. Quarterly FEC reports show totals raised from individual PACs. Campaign finance reports filed with the Federal Election Commission by the candidates for U.S. Senate and House for the first quarter of 2020 are in, and they show incumbents ahead of challengers with more than 6 months to go until the November general election. Let's take a look. Let's start with U.S. Senate Democrat Jeanne Shaheen. Here is the results in quarter. Here is how much she raised in the first quarter right here, as you can see. Shaheen entered the second quarter with this much. The next person is Bryant Corky Measure, and here is how much he did in the first quarter. The next candidate, Dawn Bulldog, and here is how much he raised in the first quarter, and here is the second quarter. Next is U.S. House District 1, Chris Pappas. Here is how much he did in the first quarter, and for the second quarter is this much. The next person, Matt Mowers. Here's how much he did, and for second quarter here. Next person, Republican challenger, Matt Mayberry. Here's how much he raised in the second quarter here. The next is U.S. House District 2, Annie Custer. Here is how much she raised in first quarter, and her second quarter is here. The next person, Steve Negron. First quarter numbers, and second quarter here. Lynn Blankberg reported for the first quarter, and then the second quarter here. And if you want to see those quarter number results again, we will share this link with you on the Riley King Network Facebook page after the broadcast. Veterans to receive federal COVID-19 impact payments without filing tax returns. Announcement by Treasury Department follows calls by lawmakers, including New Hampshire senators, to end filing requirement. Veterans who did not file tax returns in 2018 or 2019 will not have to do so to receive their government-funded COVID-19 economic impact payments, the Federal Treasury Department said on Friday. Live Monday at 8 a.m. hearing on dispute over spending of COVID-19 funds. 4 top Democrat lawmakers sue over who has the authority to spend the referral funds. The hearing is scheduled for 8 a.m. and will be streamed live above this article at that time on Monday. Carson, Reagan, Rath lead 15 endorsements for Executive Council. Hopeful Courgette, Republican businessman campaigning to succeed Prescott in Council District 3. Business executive Bruce Prescott has been endorsed by 15 permanent fellow Republicans, including 2 state senators and a former attorney general, in his campaign for District 3 Executive Council seat. Mauer's camp says claim of raising $100K on day 1 referred to pledge donations. Charges of lies, hypocrite fly between Democrat Party and Republican congressional candidates' campaign. The state Democratic Party charged Thursday that Republican 1st District U.S. House candidate Matt Mauers bluntly lied when his campaign told reporters, including W. Muir, that he raised $100K on the first day of his campaign in mid-January. Mauer's campaign said the NHDP accusations was 100% false because it had received pledges totaling $100K that day. The contributions were fully pledged by the end of the day of the first day and came in accordingly, a Mauer's campaign official said. Final deal on next relief package is delayed. Let's take a listen to that video from ABC News.
Well, Republicans and Democrats in Congress are battling over providing additional funding for small businesses after the initial emergency loan program ran out of money. ABC's Rachel Scott is in Washington, D.C. with how some of the most vulnerable businesses are struggling to get by without that aid money. Rachel, good morning.
Eva, good morning. Yes, this rescue loan program has really been a lifeline for small businesses hit hard by the pandemic. But with another round of relief up in the air, some business owners are worried they will have to close their doors permanently before lawmakers reach a deal. This morning, with no deal on the next relief package, thousands of struggling small businesses are in limbo.
I'm worried about my people, and it's frustrating when I feel like my hands are tied to take care of them.
The government's rescue loan fund is out of money. The roughly $350 billion Paycheck Protection Program was designed to cover 8 weeks of payroll expenses, helping companies keep their workers. With the money maxed out, the Trump administration has asked Congress to approve an additional $250 billion.
Will this next relief package be enough?
It's going to get us to a point that's going to be rather beautiful. We think that that will be the point, and it could be they want more, but maybe at a certain point we're going to stop. It's been a tremendous success. It's been executed flawlessly. And so essentially we're waiting for $250 billion. The Democrats are refusing to do it.
Democrats are pushing to add extra funding for hospitals, food assistance, and state and local governments.
So you need it to be a little more comprehensive than just giving money to one small business program.
Republicans signaling they are willing to compromise.
And Leader McCarthy said they're now considering also adding more funding for hospitals.
I'm with that all the way. If they want to add hospitals, we could also add it into phase 4 if we do a phase 4.
But as lawmakers negotiate, some business owners are already considering going under.
The money's out and I've got to shutter my business. At this point, I've got no faith left in the federal government to exercise any sort of meaningful relief for small businesses.
And lawmakers on both sides of the aisle say they are making progress. But even with some Republicans backing the funding for hospitals, they are still not on board with adding money for local and state governments. They say that can be addressed at a later time. Dan?
Meanwhile, these small business owners are in agony. Rachel, thank you so much. Really appreciate it.
Okay, and there you go on that video and that report. And that does it for this Sunday edition of Politics with Riley King. I hope you all enjoyed this Sunday edition of Politics with Riley King. Have a great rest of your Sunday, everyone. I'll see you back here next Sunday for another edition of Politics with Riley King. And I hope you all have a great week ahead of you, everyone. Goodbye.